So I do this thing where when I'm having a crisis about something, I will make a sculpture of me having that crisis. I suppose it's somewhat similar to a voodoo doll, but instead you use it on yourself and not on like your husband's new 20-year-old girlfriend or something. Anyway, the thing about making these sculptures is that I have a lot of crises. Anyway, making these sculptures is very time consuming, so I thought I would be economical with this one and just make a sculpture of me having a generic crisis on my sofa. This came about because my housemate Tom told me that whenever I was having a crisis and complaining to him, I always sat in the same position in the same dressing gown holding the same cup of tea on our sofa. And the thing is I'm a doctoral student. I do not have time to make a crisis sculpture for every one of the billion crises that are going on in the world right now. I mean, the economy is collapsing, the environment is burning down, and also everyone in my country is currently striking because our government is awful. And you know, the older I get, the more politically disillusioned I get, which is also another crisis I'm having, because if I'm not paying attention to politics, then people like the Tories stay in power, and if I don't vote, then they never leave and it gets worse. But I really feel disillusioned with politics because it's so hard to care anymore. And also, if I'm honest, the biggest crisis is not the politics or the environment or my university degree. It's really that I miss my dog. Like, being away from my dog is probably worse for my mental health than basically any of those other things. But yeah, I've made a couple of these sculptures, and this is the first time that I've made a full-length video explaining why I make them and what the point of them is. I think by making myself sit down and make these sculptures, whilst I'm making them, I have to think through my problem. And usually I actually come out with a solution to the very problem that I'm currently making a sculpture complaining about. So you're probably wondering what I do with all these sculptures of myself, and the answer is I actually give them out to my friends. I gave this as a birthday present to my friend Tom, and I might have to make another crisis sculpture about, is it narcissistic to give sculptures of yourself to your friends?